Today I have my good friend Colin Smith from PhotoshopCAFE.
Thanks for having me. Hey guys.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on a Photoshop compositing challenge. What you're going to see now is Colin's video. If you want to see my video, you have to go to...
PhotoshopCAFE.com.
Alright guys, we're going to get started with the video now. Hey man, I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Are you ready to get owned?
Alright, we'll see. I do my talking after the game.
Alright, so here's 4 photos, and I'm going to open these in Photoshop right now.
And just so people know, we decided to go with a background, a cat, a mode of transportation, and a random object. So that's what we're going to be working with.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking at what you gave me, and I don't know if you have yours open, but I'm going to talk about mine first. I have this field. It looks like a sunny mountain scene. Then I have a nice little tractor. A cup of milkshake. That should be interesting. And a cute kitten. So those are going to be the pictures I'm going to be working with to create that composite.
Nice. Alright, so what do we got here? We got a cat. Alright, this is an interesting cat. Got a pair of glasses. Like, it's going to become Clark Kent. And
yeah, there you go.
What do we got here? We got a city scene. Oh, this will be nice. A motorcycle. Alright, looks like fun. We ready to rumble? Should we just get off here and do the 10-minute timer?
Yeah, man. I'm going to use the Google timer because it beeps on my headphones and I could hear it.
Okay. Alright. Let's do it, man. So I'm going to close out with you, and then I'm going to just say, hey Siri, set timer for 10 minutes, and I'm just going to go.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
Alright, dude. I'll be back online soon.
Alright, see you soon.
Yeah, later.
Set timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
Alright, here we go. Let's get started on this project. So we've got this little collaboration going on here, and these are the images that Jesus has given me to work with. So this is my background here, and these are the different elements. So what I need to do is, let me just go back under my window, because I've got this I'm just going to do this back to consolidate all to tabs, because I find that a little confusing. So what I'm going to do is extract these things. So first of all, these are the objects. This is the background I'm going to use. So let's get started with extracting things. So let's start with the cat. And I'm going to zoom up here, and I'm going to use my quick select tool here. I'm just going to draw over this. Make sure pressure sensitivity is set. And once again, this is all about just having a little fun here and some humor. And obviously we've got only 20 minutes to do this project, so it's not going to be perfect. So we're going to choose the select and mask workspace. Looking good. Let's take the transparency down. It's not bad. Let me look at it on some different colors here. On white, not bad. On black and white. Yeah, that's a good one. So I'm going to do this on black because then I can see my edges better. Now let me show the edge here, and I'm going to go edge detection and put a little radius. There we go, nice. And maybe increase that radius a bit, make it softer. Okay, I got the brush here, and I'm just going to go around these edges, making sure, not using that one, but using the refine. Let's use a refine edge here, and I'm just going to go around these edges and try and get this fur a little bit better. So just got to do this quickly. Going down this side here. Let's go down the middle. Might have to clean some of that up later. Okay, so let's just bring this opacity down a little bit. I'm going to go back to the onion skin view. There we go. And see what we've got. Okay, it's not bad. Maybe go over this a little bit more. Just going to make sure I get all the bits of the cat here. Don't miss anything. Take the transparency down. That's not bad. All right. Now, looks like I've got a little transparent, so let me just quickly paint these areas back in. Don't want to lose those. What we got here? All right, so I've spent quite a bit of time working on that cat. That's good enough. So I'm going to output this to a new layer for layer mask. Let's do this now. And click OK. All right, so the cat is extracted. How much time have we got? 6 minutes. So we've just done like 4 minutes there, or almost 4 minutes. All right, let's go to the next thing here. We're going to work the glasses and also the motorcycle. Okay, let's select this motorcycle quickly. Quick selection. Just going to select the whole thing here. See how this looks. Hitting the Alt key or the Option key just to undo those little areas. Let's make the brush smaller so I can get in there. I'll exclude that little bit. There we go. And how we're looking. Make sure we get these parts in. With that tire. I'm going to hit Alt or Option in here. Cleaning that up. Add that little bit there. So I'm just trying to get this selection as good as I can quickly with the this tool here. So what I'm doing at this first 10-minute portion is I'm just going to focus on making my cutouts and my selections, because once I get those done, the rest of it should fall into place pretty easy. The compositing will be easy. I'm thinking maybe I should have used color range for this selection. Might have been quicker. I'll do that for the glasses. All right, at this point here, I don't know how I'm doing, so I'm going to hit Q for quick mask. There we go. And I can see how well a selection I'm doing now. So I'm actually going to use a quick mask now. So I'm just going to grab the brush and make sure I've got it to 100% opacity, hide edge brush. Drop that down, and I can just clean this up a little bit. There we go. So I'm manually painting around these more difficult parts. It's not bad. And in here's, clean that up a little bit. So I've got to remember I've got a time crunch here, so I can't get too perfect on this because I just don't have the time. All right, so let's hit the X key. Going to go up over the bike here, maybe do a bit of a better selection on the tank there, across here. All right, so let's hit the Q again to go back over quick mask. And now we're going to go into the refine edge, or the masking space. Select the mask space. All right, looking good. And what I'm going to do, put a little edge detection on there. And let's see how this looks against black and white. Against white looks good, but what's it look like? Black and white, and on black, not bad. Let's see what we can do around these edges here. How much time do we have? 3 minutes left. Oh boy. All right, so let's just try this edge. Not sure how this works on a hard edge. Haven't really used it too much on that before. The refine edge. It's not bad. Let's try down there. No, I don't like that. Undo that. Let's do the -1 here. So I'm going to hit the Alt or the Option key. I should really zoom in for this, but I'm just trying to extract that tire there. That looks good. And here. All right, that's good. So we got this one. We're going to output to a new layer with a layer mask. Click OK. Boom, we've got the bike. Okay, let's see how this looks on the background. So let's just drop this into the backdrop there. It's not bad. And we'll close it out. And let's have a look what we've done with the cat. There's the cat with the layer mask. We're going to drop this into the background. Okay, not bad. I might have to clean this up a little bit, but let's do the glasses. This time I'm going to use color range. So we're just going to use select, color range, and this is going to be way faster. I probably should have done this before with the, for the motorbike. I probably could have got a better selection. Turn that fuzziness down. Yeah, that looks horrible. Let's try it again. Try the black. And I notice here it's going to be a little bit tricky, huh? Okay. I just tap on there. That looks pretty good. Click OK. Let's hit Q for quick mask. And we can see, let me grab a brush here. We can clean this up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just using a white brush and I'm just painting out using quick mask these areas where I missed bits. Just want to get those in there. How are we doing for time? 1 minute. So my goal, let's speed this up, is to get everything extracted in this first part here. I went over there. It's not good. Let's try it again. Could use, if I had more time, I would use the pen tool to get a better selection on there. But once again, got to do this quickly. Let's hit the X key, paint with black to clean that up. And this won't matter too much because this is going to be really small, so people are not really going to see it. And I've got to flip it too to make it match. All right, that's cool. So let's hit Q for quick mask. There's our selection. Let's hit a layer mask. We've got that extracted. We're going to drop that in here. And the cool thing about having the masks here is I can always refine these later. So I'm going to close these out. And I think I'm going to be right on my first 10-minute part. And there's my images, all my pieces here. Where are we at? 2 seconds. So we hit our first goal. Time to stop. All right. Time to jump onto Skype. There he is. Let's see if we can get Jesus on here. All right, he should come up in a second. Hello? Let's try that again.
Hey, Colin.
Hey, what's up? You taking some extra time there, man?
Dude, I had 1 minute left. I even said it on the video. I'm gonna pick up the phone, although I have 1 minute left. I started after you did. I had to tell my wife not to, come in the room because I was recording. So it took about a minute.
Okay.
But that's cool. I'll give you that extra minute. How about that?
All right. Well, I fooled around a little bit at the beginning too with my windows, so I didn't start right away. So.
All right.
So how far did you get?
You know what? Actually, a lot further than I thought. Can you see my screen? Are we sharing the screen or not?
Sure. Show me. Let's have a look.
Yeah. So let's see. How do I do this? People are gonna realize that I don't know how to use Skype. That's terrible.
All right. I don't either. So we're
yeah. Share screens and share my screen. Start. And
whoa, dude! Look at your desktop.
I know, man. It's terrible. And I don't even know how to bring Photoshop back up. Oh, there it is.
Oh my
All right.
gosh. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's looking awesome, man. Yeah,
thank you.
nice.
Thank you. I want to see what you got.
I've got like pretty much nothing. But let me see. Where do I share the screen?
Oh, wait. Do you hear that? Can you hear that?
What's that?
But do you hear it? That's my timer, see?
I'll give you an extra minute at the end.
Oh, I don't need it, man. I don't.
Dude, that's looking amazing. Wow, you've really gone a long way here. So how do I share screen here?
You gotta click on that weird icon. I think it's a plus icon on the right-hand side on the Skype.
Oh, here we go. Down here. Share screen. All right.
All right.
Start. You see my screen now?
Something's loading, so we'll see. I think I gotta go back to Skype. Yeah, I see your screen. Oh, wow.
Okay, so all I did, my goal was just to extract everything.
Yeah.
And that was it. So
right.
I'm going to assemble it in the second part. So I figured the first part I'll do as good as extraction as I can.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes on all these different objects. And it's not perfect.
Right.
But yeah, so the second 10 minutes, I'm going to do this. It was so funny because it literally it was like literally at 10 minutes I finished. I mean, the glasses are not perfect, but I was just like, okay, that's what I can do.
Yeah.
So I got my pieces, and I think like the next part will come together pretty easy, like assembling them.
You know what worked great for me? Were you using the new select and space for the cat on the fur? Because that worked great on mine.
Yeah, it worked really good on the cat. I found it was like a little harder on the bike, like for
Yeah.
the hard edges. I realized after I was halfway through it and I knew I didn't have the time to go back that I would have been better using color range.
No, dude, you should have used the magic wand. Set the tolerance to 1, click on the white pixel.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I could have done that, or
Yeah.
but I use color range instead of the magic wand. It kind of does the same
Yeah.
thing. So I did that on the glasses, and I was able to select the glasses really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so I used the quick select on the bike, and I was like, oh, what am I doing? It was so dumb to do it that way.
Yeah.
But at that point,
Yeah.
I'd spent so much time, I didn't want to go back, and I didn't want to lose like a
Yeah.
few minutes.
Yeah, well, dude, it's so fun. You're gonna see it in the video later, but when you called the first time, and I was like, Colin, what the hell, man? And then next thing you know, I forgot what I was saying or what I was doing, and like the last minute prior to me picking up the call was me just not knowing what I was doing because I got confused.
You
And
go,
now
what?
I got confused.
Oh, yeah. No, that's all right, man. It's good. You see, that's the thing about the 10-minute thing. It's like a panic, right? You panic, you just do it. You're like, you can't think like normal because normally, you're not going to do something like this in 20 minutes. You're going to spend a couple of hours maybe or an hour or whatever and do it nicely, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, see, you're being healthy. This is what I'm drinking.
I already had 3 cups of coffee today.
Oh, all right, then you're not so healthy after all.
No. It's like, I actually would have more, but then the acid reflux starts kicking in.
Oh,
And that
nice.
reminds me, all right, that's enough coffee for today. All right, so what do you think, man? Shall we jump in and do the next 10 minutes?
Yeah, let's do it. This time I'll call you.
All right. Oh, that gives me extra time. I'll
Um,
fold my hands and I'll stop when I'm done at 10 minutes. But,
okay. No, actually, we're going to start right at the same time. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to type in 10 minutes, and I'm going to hit start, and then I'm going to hang up Skype. How about that?
all right, sounds good.
All right, here I go. Ready, set, go. Start. Now I got to hang up Skype. Later, dude.
Bye. Siri, set timer 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we can do. So the first thing I'm going to do is hide those glasses. We're going to scale that motorbike. So let's do it. Let's Control T for free transform. Okay, let's scale it down to a good size. Maybe a little bigger. And I want to give this thing, it's going to be doing a big wheelie. There we go. That'll make it kind of interesting, a little bit more fun. And what I need to do is a little shadow here. So let me create a shadow right now so I can anchor it to the road. I'm just going to hit D and B for the brush. Let's grab a soft edge brush here. Nice. All right, that should work. And I'm just going to paint a shadow there. Yeah, let's make sure we got the opacity turned on. Go down to like 50. Let's undo that. There we go. Drop it down a little bit more. Do a grounding shadow. All right. Looks a little bit better, so it's kind of looks like it should be there. I'm going to have to do some dodging and burning if we've got time though, because it feels a little bright. In fact, actually, when I just do levels real quick, because I don't have a ton of time. Oops, for the bike here. Let's try some levels. I will, if I have time, dodge and burn though to make it look better. All right, let's get the cat on there. Control T for free transform on the cat. We need to scale this guy. All right, we want him holding the handlebars, something like that. Looks kind of fun. All right, now what I want to do here is just go into the warp. So I need to warp this just a little bit. Okay, that would work. I would do a little more puppet warping if I had time, which I don't have time to do. unfortunately. Oops, I'm looking at that edge there. Let's get rid of that. All right, so let's mask this cat. Looks really bad right now. I don't like that. I'm gonna do it like that a bit more. Here we go. There we go. That's a better angle. And let's mask him. Let's grab the brush. Make sure that he is there. Let's do a hard edge brush. There we go. So we kind of got him there. I wish I had more time to do a better job of this masking, which I just don't. So I'm going to have to just go in here and just grab the brush here. And I'm just going to have to paint a shadow where it kind of makes this cat look like he's actually on here. I don't know what's going on here. It doesn't look good. That does not look good at all. Ugh. Problem is I just don't have time to fix it. Let's just soften it a little bit so it doesn't look like it's like right in the edges like that. There we go. And let's go back in here, soften that up a bit more. And drop that opacity down a little bit. There we go. Blurred. Okay, I really wish I had more time to spend on that because that's not looking great at all. We got to do some dodging and branding here, so let's do this right now. Create a new layer. Overlay. Fill it with that. Let's do a black. We'll do 30%. And we've got our light coming from this direction, so we're going to make this direction a little darker here. Let's just quickly do that. So we're just going to try and build in a little bit more shadow. Same with the cat. Try and build him in a little bit. I'm just going to have to rush this. I'd really like to spend a lot more time on that than I have. So let's just do that here. Darken this side a little bit. And let's lighten up some of these other areas. Alright, okay, so let's blur the background. Do a radial blur, kind of make it look like we've got a little bit of movement kind of going, a zoom kind of blur. Alright, that adds a little bit more dynamics to it, so it doesn't look quite so flat. I want to get these glasses on them. Let's right click, flip horizontal, Control T. Let's grab the edge here. I'm going to drop these down in size. Just don't have a ton of time for this. Let's put them on there. Scale them down a little bit more. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's just go in with those glasses there. And is that them there? Yep. Zoom in a little bit. Let's grab a black brush here. Gotta get rid of those weird edges. Okay, let's mask that out. Make it fit the face. I'll just make that go to his ear. That'll be fun. And we'll drop that down. Not a lot of time here remaining, so let's zoom out. Alright, we're getting there. I need something to pull this together, so let's do some kind of a coloring effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just choose a solid color here. Just give it like a greenish kind of a color. Give it a kind of a cinematic look. Change it to color blend mode. Drop the opacity down. Just give it a little touch there. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. And I need to add some kind of array. So let's go here. We're going to add some kind of like a blur, a flare. So let's grab the color, go up in that corner, grab that color to white, drag it down. Nice. Put it to screen blending mode. All right, we drop the opacity down a little bit here. Starting to get something that's looking a little bit more interesting. And I want to add, what do we got there? We've got that edge there is looking bad again. So when I extracted that, I could have done a little bit better job there. All right, so we're kind of looking a lot better now. So let's just give it an overall curves adjustment, and I think we're going to be about out of time. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of boost here, a little boost of contrast. Give a little shadow there, a little highlight. There we go. Not bad. And maybe let's do that dodging and burning again. Grab a brush. Let me zoom out real fast. And I see I've got 30 seconds left, so I'm going to do this. Let's hit the X key. The brush. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Okay, I'm panicking now. Let's make that bigger. Drop it down to 20%. I'm just going to create a little bit of a vignette around here. That's all I'm doing, just to kind of draw a little bit more attention into the center of the frame, which is where our cat is. And we'll go back out to there, and I think there's our time. Timer is done. That's 10 minutes, and we're finished. So let's get on Skype with Jesus. Hey man, how's it going?
I'm doing good. I called you several times and you didn't pick up. What's up with that, man?
I'm just ignoring you.
All right, awesome. You won't be the first or last person to do that. So why don't we see what we've got? I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share, and I guess you can do the same. And I'm going to share my Photoshop window. And there it is. I don't know if you can see it.
It's coming. Slowly. Aha! Oh, that looks awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, that's fun. So you got a giant milkshake in the background, huh? Like the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, man, that's a monument. He's praying to the milkshake gods.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a little kitty
Oh, I
monster.
see that. He's like Kitzilla. I love the way he's bashing up that tractor. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's what he does. He goes around the farmlands and just bashes on tractors.
Oh, Mater's not going to like that, man.
That's right, Mater.
Yeah, looking good.
All right, dude, let me see yours.
All right, I'll show you what I got here. Screen share. Start screen share. There we go. Hey, see yourself? It's pretty meta. All right, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Let me see. I probably have to go back into the Skype window. Everybody knows that we're such Skype newbies because I can't figure out how to get to you, man. There you are.
Yeah, I never Skype.
It's probably like my 4th time Skyping. All right, so cool, man. Yeah, I see it. Nice. He's going full speed. I like. I just love how those glasses go into his ears, man.
Well, you know, it's the as he's popping these wheelies, he's got to keep them fixed.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
But also, you know, humans kind of have the ears that the glasses fit over.
Yeah,
So with the cat,
yeah.
it was like, how would a cat wear glasses?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, man, I like the blur. I like the nice little flare coming off to the left. Nice. He's going full speed too.
Yeah, I kind of got messed up on the shadow of the cat. on the seat. I wish I'd had time to have redone that because it
Yeah.
didn't go good. I really needed to do like a brush, like, and just kind of like mask out the fur.
Right.
And then, because I did the shadow, then I did the dodging and burning. That's the biggest part I hate.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I see your dodging and burning layer there. So yeah, so I did something similar, but I used a different layer for each object, and it looks like you did one for everything, which still works. I mean, it works great.
Well, just trying to do it for time, for time's
Yeah,
sake. Is
yeah.
like, how do I bang out dodging and burning quickly
Yeah,
in
well,
like a
that's the
minute?
problem when, yeah, when you have time limits, you just don't even know what to do, what's gonna work. Sometimes you think something's gonna work and it doesn't, and now you wasted, valuable minutes just doing something that didn't work.
It's
So yeah,
funny because it's, when you're sitting under the time, your brain kind of shuts off because you go into panic mode, like the adrenaline's
yeah,
kicking in, and it's
yeah.
hard to think clearly.
Yeah, well, earlier when you called during the halftime break, I freaked out and I didn't know what I was doing when I came back. I was like, "What was the last thing that I did?" And then it took me a minute to remember what I was doing.
Yeah, it's funny because you're rushing, and you're just so conscious of time. It's like,
Yeah,
and there's things that I would normally want to do, like I'd want to put, some reflections in the glass, in his glasses. I wanted to put a shadow on his face under those
yeah,
glasses. I didn't have time. I actually want to use a puppet warp too and probably warp him into a better position because he looks like
yeah.
he's leaning over because the angle's
Right,
a little different. So it actually looks like he's about to fall off.
right.
But I just think, oh, he's looking around the windshield because he's, you know,
Yeah,
looking around it.
that turn in the centrical force is making him fall off the bike.
Yeah, so there's like there's definitely a lot of things I would do differently if I had more time.
Nice. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Let's look at yours again.
Yeah, now it's gonna be another challenge. Let's see, share screens, and I'm sharing my Photoshop, and excuse me, and there it is.
All right, let
I
me
th
go to Skype.
I think you can see it.
Everybody's laughing at us. Aha, there we go. Let me go full screen. All right,
Oh,
is it your
wait.
brush cursor? Yeah, there we go. Get that. You got your...
Actually, here you go.
Oh,
There you
nice.
go.
You can see it
Full
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun, man. That's fun. I like how you manipulated the arm there to hit the tractor. That was good. That was
Yeah.
ambitious of you to attempt that with the time frame you had.
Well, I'm glad it worked, man. Because when I was doing it, I was actually using the liquify filter on the tractor, and I had no idea how it was gonna look like. And when I pressed OK and I saw the result, I was like, oh my God, it turned out to be perfect. It was just pure luck. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to repeat that again. So I was very, very lucky on that regard. Also, another thing that I did that I didn't know if it was gonna work was I essentially created the shadow underneath the tractor by cloning the darker areas of the grass here on the side. And I had no idea if that was going to work out. And luckily it worked out. The one thing that I would have done, and I sort of mentioned that before I called you, or in between the times I was trying to call you, was that I probably would have done a little bit better dodging and burning because I feel that it needs it. This is a bright sun, and this area should be a little bit brighter and hotter, and I would need to work on that. Also, I'm noticing here just now as I'm talking to you, I didn't notice that earlier, very sharp edge, maybe work a little bit better on the masking. And also this milkshake statue thing, maybe incorporate some of that mist and that's back here in the background in the mountains. I didn't really do much of that, so I probably would have done a little bit more of that if I had the time, of course.
Yeah, maybe even desaturated the colors on it a little bit
Yeah,
to
yeah.
show more atmosphere,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Atmosphere perspective, that's right.
It looks good though. I mean, for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, 19 minutes. If you remember, I was taken away, you took away a minute in the first round.
Well, hey, if you're not fast, you're last, man.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
Thanks for watching.
Flip your badge around. Jesus.
Just wear it backwards.
There you
'cause
go.
It always goes the other way.
Yeah. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button at the Photoshop Cafe.
Wait, you changed it.
Everybody, thanks. All right, let me let it roll a couple seconds. I don't
Hey, you know
want
what?
to
You gotta do kind of like this, don't you? You gotta lean back.
Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you again. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you guys again next time.
Until then, I'll...
He's making me laugh.
Don't know.
I forgot what I'm gonna say. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you again next time.
All right, let's do that again because that was horrible.